Hello enthusiasts! So today we're diving into the rich Gordian knot that is Shogun. Some of you may realise that it was a book first before the original TV series and now the remake. I did not, but we'll get to that a bit later on. To start with, let's get straight into the trailer.
Do not be fooled by our politeness. Our bows are maze of rituals. Death is in our air. And sea and earth. Just remember, we live and we die. We control nothing beyond that.
There's a saying out here, every man has three hearts. One in his mouth for the world to know. Another in his chest, just for his friends. And a secret heart, buried deep, where no one can find it. What kind of man wields power in a land like this? The one with the open or the one you never see? Will I die here? Likely. Malagiwa momentaka no minorin jubagaricha. War is coming.
Life and death are the same. Both can have value and purpose.
This is not where we die. We should be corpses by now, but here we are. My life is mine and yours is yours. If you can't see that, you'll never be free of this prison.
It is you who is imprisoned. Freedom is all you ever live for.
己の務めを果たす覚悟はできておるか。
覚悟はできておりまする。
So, what did you think about that? To be honest, I thought overall it looked pretty good. I think the uniforms / armor looked pretty accurate, to be honest. I couldn't see any major issues. Same again with weapons. Everything seemed pretty good. Granted, it is a TV show, so you've got to give it a little bit of leeway, but overall I saw far less issues than I have in a lot of other films. If you think of the Lord of Rings terrible, whatever it was called, Rings of Power rubbish, the armour in that was absolutely nonsense. I mean, what the heck was that? This, they've actually got the armour looking the way it should do as far as I'm concerned, en masse. So I would say good job there, good job for the weapons. So from that perspective, looking good so far. Granted, this, I haven't seen any of the episodes yet. As of recording, they haven't been released, but they may have done by the time this comes out. So far so good. As always, this being more of a military history channel, we're not really going to dive too much into the cultural side of the book, because I didn't even realise it was a book originally. More concentrating on the battles and how we can implement them into our war games. But again, I think this is a great opportunity to try and get more people interested in that period. Unless you've been into martial arts or actually just for some reason had an interest in it, it's quite a niche area where there's a lot of, well, a lack of knowledge of what went on. So I think this has been a great, or is a great opportunity to try and get more people interested in it, both outside of the hobby and also in the hobby. It'd be quite cool to see quite a few samurai armies starting to pop up on the battlefields. I know I'll be trying to either purchase or print one shortly anyway, so that I can do some on the channel. But yeah, let me know if you've already got an army and what scale it's in. So I guess the good thing about this period of Japan is that you can really go as big or as small as you want. And you've got the really large battles, or you can even go down to just sort of one-on-one combat. Really gives you that flexibility. The battlefields of Japan, the different provinces and clans, means that you could have a pretty interesting campaign if you wanted to go that route. And if you're not so interested in campaigns, then as I said, you can just have a look through the historical battles or make one up for yourself. One of the larger ones was the Battle of Tedorigawa. Probably said that wrong, but that was quite a large battle. So it would be quite interesting to build your numbers up, maybe in 6 mil or 10 mil, to get a large battle on the table. I know Little Wars TV did a samurai battle a couple of years ago now. Can't remember which one it was, but I remember enjoying it at the time, and they were using 6 mil. So that would be an impressive scale, I would say, if you wanted to go the large battle route and recreating the big things. There are different suppliers. One that I would probably go for if I were not going to 3D print would be Bacchus 6 mil, because I use his figures for most of my periods in 6 mil, and he's got quite a good range of mounted and dismounted cavalry and infantry. But then equally, if you don't want to go the large mass battles, as I said, you can break it down to just skirmish scale and have smaller patrols or groups marching around who come into combat. And then you could always go the route of Warlord Games. I'm pretty sure they have got, for pike and shot, they've released some samurai units as well. So then you're going to be looking at sort of 28 to 32 millimeter, just to give you a nice handful of troops on the tabletop, and quite easy to paint. Well, I'm not sure they're easy to paint, but if you enjoy your painting on a larger scale, that might be the option for you. Equally, you could use these, as I said before, if you wanted to just recreate duels between commanders and that sort of thing. It's a really interesting period, which hopefully everyone will actually dig into a little bit more and start creating their own battles, creating their own armies, and getting stuck into it a bit more. Anyway, this was a bit of a short video, but as I started doing the research, I realised how big a period it actually is, and so one video wouldn't be enough to do the justice to the whole period and the campaigns as would be needed. So if that's something you're interested in, I can go and do specific videos regarding the different campaigns and or battles, but for now this is just a good primer on what we've seen in the adverts. Hopefully it's going to be a good program, and how we can again use it to enjoy the hobby. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and take care, and I'll see you next time.